Have you ever wondered if fear can actually be a good thing? Can it spur us on to achieve more than we ever thought possible? These are fascinating questions, aren't they? We often view fear as a negative emotion, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if we could flip the script? What if we could harness the energy of fear and use it as a powerful driving force? Imagine using your fears not as barriers that hold you back, but as catalysts that propel you forward. Fear, in this perspective, becomes not a hindrance but a motivator. It's like switching on a light in a dark room, suddenly illuminating possibilities that were previously hidden in the shadows. We're about to embark on a journey, exploring 10 different types of fears and how they can motivate us to reach our highest potential. So let's delve deeper to understand how exactly fear can act as a motivating factor. The first example we have is the fear of failure. It's a common fear, one that can grip us in its icy clutches, causing us to freeze, to hesitate, to doubt. But what if we told you that this fear, rather than being a hindrance, can be a powerful catalyst for success? Think about it. Fear of failure can push us to work harder, to strive for success with a tenacity we may not have otherwise discovered. It can make us more meticulous, more prepared, more committed. It can push us to go that extra mile, to put in that extra hour, to make that extra effort. Take, for instance, the stories of successful individuals who have admitted to being afraid of failing. They didn't let this fear paralyze them. Instead, they harnessed it, used it as fuel to power their journey to success. So, the fear of failure, rather than holding us back, can propel us forward. Next, we talk about the fear of disappointment. It's a potent feeling that creeps into our minds when we contemplate the possibility of not meeting the expectations of others. This fear can become a powerful motivator, driving us to stretch our abilities and work harder. Picture this: you're assigned a crucial task at work, and you're afraid of disappointing your boss. That fear can push you to invest extra time, effort, and thought into accomplishing the task. You'll likely double-check your work, refine your ideas, and strive to deliver beyond expectations. Similarly, in personal relationships, the fear of disappointing a loved one can motivate us to be better partners, parents, or friends. We might step out of our comfort zones, learn new skills, or change our attitudes, all in an attempt to meet their expectations and avoid disappointment. So, while it might be uncomfortable, the fear of disappointment can push us to excel. It's a powerful force, one that can help us rise to new heights. Ever experienced FOMO? Yes, the fear of missing out. It's that unsettling feeling that somewhere something exciting is happening and you're not a part of it. But did you know? This fear can also be a powerful motivator. Let's dive a bit deeper. FOMO, though often portrayed negatively, isn't all bad. It can push you to seize opportunities you'd otherwise overlook. Ever bought that concert ticket just because everyone else was going? Or signed up for that marathon you've always wanted to run? That's FOMO working its magic. It's your subconscious nudging you, saying, hey, here's a chance to do something new, something different. And that's not a bad thing. FOMO can spark curiosity, ignite initiative, and drive personal growth. It can make you step out of your comfort zone and explore uncharted territories. So, FOMO can, in fact, lead to personal growth and new experiences. Now let's talk about the fear of regret. It's that nagging voice inside your head whispering, what if? What if you had taken that job? What if you had moved to that city? What if you had said yes to that opportunity? This fear of regret can be incredibly powerful, but it can also be a catalyst for change and growth. Imagine staring at a fork in the road of life. Each path represents a different choice, a different possibility. The fear of regret pushes you to contemplate these choices deeply, to weigh the potential gains against the possible losses. It nudges you out of your comfort zone, encouraging you to take risks, to try new things, to seize opportunities that you might otherwise let slip away. In effect, the fear of regret can become a driving force, propelling you into action, urging you to make decisions that could lead to personal and professional growth. Therefore, the fear of regret can push us to make bold moves. Next up, the fear of rejection. It's a formidable emotion that can paralyze us, yet it also has the potential to push us towards self-improvement. How so? Well, let's ponder this for a moment. The fear of rejection often stems from a desire for acceptance, be it socially, professionally, or romantically. We fear being turned down, criticized, or cast aside. In response to this fear, we might feel compelled to hone our skills, to shape ourselves into individuals who are less likely to face rejection. Maybe it's about refining your communication skills to be more persuasive in a business pitch. Or perhaps it's about improving your physical fitness to feel more confident in social situations. Whatever the case, the drive to avoid rejection can lead to personal growth and development. In this way, we can turn this fear into a motivating force. We transform our dread of rejection into a catalyst for self-improvement. Hence, the fear of rejection can push us to become better versions of ourselves. Let's now look at the fear of uncertainty. This fear, as daunting as it may seem, can be a powerful motivator. It's the fear that the future is a vast, unknowable expanse, that our next step could lead to failure or success, happiness or disappointment. But here's the thing, uncertainty is not necessarily a foe. It can be a friend, a catalyst, a spark. How so? Well, when we're unsure about what's coming next, what do? We plan, we prepare, we strategize. We consider all possible outcomes and equip ourselves to face each one. We don't just sit idle letting the future happen to us. No, we step up, take charge, and shape our own destiny. This is how the fear of uncertainty can fuel our motivation. It pushes us to be proactive, to be ready for anything that may come our way. So the fear of uncertainty can actually lead us to be more organized and prepared. Ever feared being just average? That's the fear of mediocrity. It's that nagging feeling that you're destined for something more, something greater, and the dread of settling for less. This fear, while seemingly negative, can actually serve as a powerful motivator. It can push us to challenge ourselves, to step out of our comfort zones, to seek new opportunities and experiences. Consider it a catalyst for growth. It's the itch that prompts us to learn new skills, to seek further education, to tackle bigger projects. It's the desire that keeps us up at night, brainstorming, planning, preparing. It's the drive that makes us say no to complacency and yes to innovation, creativity, and progress. And while it's important to be content with who we are and what we've achieved, it's equally crucial to never stop striving for excellence. Thus, the fear of mediocrity can help us reach new heights of achievement. Now let's talk about the fear of change. This is a big one, isn't it? It's a fear that can hold us back, but also one that can propel us forward. Let's break it down. The fear of change is an innate response to the unknown. We are creatures of habit, after all, and yet this fear can be a powerful motivator. It can push us to adapt, to evolve, to become more than what we are. It's like a fire under our feet, driving us to move, to grow, to change. Imagine if we were content with the status quo. Would we ever strive for better? Would we ever push our boundaries? The fear of change can be the spark that ignites our ambition. It can be the force that pushes us out of our comfort zones and into new territories. So the fear of change can actually spur us to grow and evolve. It's a fear to embrace, not to shun. It's a fear that can lead us to greatness. Next, we discuss the fear of loss. This fear, perhaps more than any other, has a profound ability to shape our actions and decisions. Sometimes it's the fear of losing someone dear to us that pushes us to cherish every moment spent with them. Other times it's the dread of losing a hard-earned position or status that drives us to work tirelessly, to maintain or even elevate our standing. The fear of loss can be seen as a motivator that forces us to value what we have. It's an alarm bell, a reminder not to take things for granted. It encourages us to invest time, energy, and resources into preserving and enhancing what is important to us. But remember, while this fear can lead to appreciation and hard work, it's essential to strike a balance. Do not let it consume you or prevent you from taking calculated risks. Therefore, the fear of loss can make us more appreciative and hardworking. Finally, we talk about the fear of the unknown. The unknown, it's like an uncharted wilderness, eerie and intriguing at the same time. It's filled with possibilities, both frightening and exciting. It's the fear that's been with us since the dawn of time, pushing our ancestors to explore new lands and seas. Now you might think, why would fear motivate me? Well, think about it. Fear of the unknown can be a powerful incentive to learn and grow. It pushes us out of our comfort zones, compelling us to discover, to explore, to ask questions and seek answers. It's the reason we've sent probes to Mars. It's the reason we've dived into the deepest oceans. The fear of the unknown, rather than holding us back, can be the very thing that drives us forward. As we confront our fears, we gain knowledge, we gain experience, and we evolve. So the fear of the unknown can actually lead us to new discoveries and knowledge. So, fear isn't always a bad thing, is it? Quite the contrary, as we've journeyed through the labyrinth of fears, it's become evident that fear can be a catalyst for growth, a propeller towards success. Remember the fear of failure? It nudges us to prepare, to strive, to overcome. The fear of disappointment, it fuels our desire to meet expectations and deliver our best. From the fear of missing out, which sparks curiosity and engagement, to the fear of regret that propels us to seize opportunities and make the most of every moment. The fear of rejection, it encourages resilience. The fear of uncertainty, mediocrity, change, loss, and the unknown. Each one, when harnessed correctly, can push us to new heights, to break the barriers of complacency, to embrace change, to mitigate loss, and to explore uncharted territories. Remember, it's not the fear that holds us back, but how we respond to it. Harness your fears and let them drive you towards success.